We're playing with different mic setups today, so it's difficult for me to hear what's coming through on these Facebook broadcasts until I finish and go back and listen, so bear with me, please. You know, life happened today. A lot of life has been happening recently. A lot of change. When I drive down the highway, I see so many people with all of their belongings loaded in a truck or in a U-Haul or even in their car with mattresses strapped on top, and they're obviously moving to a new place. I keep visiting my friends who are closing out their houses and moving to the beach or just going to live in an Airbnb, and some even going to just live in a motorhome or camp indefinitely. And so if you're having lesser effects of change right now, then I think either way, count yourself blessed. Blessed to be alive, blessed to be witnessing, to be part of everything that's happening right now. And what I really wanted to reflect on this week was something that came up during the level 1 therapy harp training, beautiful therapy harps. This week, one of my students was asking, what does it mean to surrender? Because I kept using the word surrender. And in the reference of to be a healer, there's a tremendous amount of surrender that happens. What are you surrendering? What are you giving up? And the answer in the moment was, what you're really giving up is your ego, your personality, your character, because by all means, healing another person, being a healer, healing a person, healing an animal, healing the earth, being the energy of healing is more important than any comfort that I could desire in any moment. And a great example came up of that today. You may notice that the background is different today. That's because it's a heat wave here in Southern California. It's over 100 degrees outside. And my studio is in a non-air-conditioned area that really kind of becomes the same temperature as the outdoors. And so I was looking for every solution to try to find how to do this in a cool environment and still have time for everything that I needed today. And it didn't come together. And an hour before this, I thought, I'm so tired, it's so hot. Maybe I don't have to do it today. Obviously, you can see which side of me won. The side that is surrendered to this work. It's different than committing. Committing means I commit to something and I have to show up to be in integrity. And yes, I have to show up to be in integrity here. But I'm surrendered to this work, meaning that this work is more important than anything my ego could ever come up with. There's times when I don't look the way I want to look for everyone to watch me. There's times when I don't sound the way I want to sound because of a myriad of reasons. It has nothing to do with that. Those factors have nothing to do with how deeply a transmission of healing occurs. And one thing that I discussed with my students was the fact that indeed, when we lose our favorite crystal, or we break our talisman or our amulet, or whatever it is, our lucky charm, whatever it is that we've been holding as sacred and part of our sacred ceremony that puts us in sacred space over and over again. All of these things are material belongings that can be lost, damaged. They can go away in a myriad of different ways. And when they do, it doesn't mean that we have lost our power. Just like if our environment isn't what we want, if we don't look the way we want to look or sound the way we want to look, it doesn't mean that we've lost our power by any means. It's actually empowering. It's empowering. And I kind of say this in parallel to those of us who are having great transition right now and packing up our homes and either putting everything in the car and moving somewhere else, or putting everything in storage, or getting rid of everything and going to live in a new way. It is not us losing our power. It is in fact empowering. And what I mean by that is that in that moment, we are forced to stretch out of our comfort zone, to stretch, to be bigger, to meet the challenge, to meet the moment, to take a deep breath and say, okay, how do I be bigger than my circumstances right now? Bigger even than my own emotional reaction. How do I be bigger than I was before? Better than I was before? Right? How do I be peace in every situation? How do I be love? What would love do? Surely we can look back through life at so many ascended masters, so many great leaders, from the very spiritual, like Buddha or Jesus, to the political, like Gandhi. And very rarely do we see riches adorning them, if even shoes on their feet. And so the healer is always okay. The healer is always empowered by simply being. 2020 is a calling for each and every one of us to wake up into being the healer. Not just those who have a gift, not just those who feel a calling. 2020 is the time for humanity to heal itself individually, independently, to heal each other, to heal the earth, to heal our way of being, to create balance, to step out of the drama of it all. Who cares? Who said what? Care what you feel. Care what you say. Care how you are being. And so today, a journey into surrender. center. In 2020, we began to move into our heart of hearts, our center of center, quickly, moving beyond the confines of time and space. We evolve into this ability So I welcome you to truly, right now, in this moment, this breath, be your center. Be the sanctuary within you that is separate from the concerns, the racing minds that try to keep up with the pace of life on earth. Be in this perfect, beautiful, sacred moment. And so we arrive. In this present moment today, we begin the work of surrendering. We surrender the power that we have given to our monkey minds. We surrender the power that we have given to that within us which reacts in order to please others, in order to fit in order to be accepted. And as we surrender the power that we gave away, the power that has kept us from being the expression of our true selves, we begin to feel softer, lighter, freer. We feel our breath deepen, our energy expand. We feel our hearts open. And sometimes when we surrender that power that we gave away and soften into our authentic selves, initially we wonder, then who am I? This question is again of that left thinking mind, of that busy monkey mind that needs to know. So tricky, this work of the invisible. Then who am I? The answer is, you You are that which feels truly joyful of the light. You are that which feels wonderful, elated. You are that which celebrates being alive. And when you begin to live your life from the you that celebrates being alive, rather than pushes against what you don't want in this world. Even if life is handing you nothing in the moment but what you don't want, when you still simply celebrate being alive in that moment, there's no concern over who you are, because your actions, your responses to life, your feelings in the very moment reflect that joy, that freedom and light. State of being. We surrender doing, and we begin to be. We begin to make our choices from the perspective of, does this feel like joy? Is this what love would do? And in the beginning, making every choice based in love, based in joy, can be difficult, because our society is not set up for that. Every time we open our computers, our iPhones, turn on our TVs, we are confronted with that which is designed to take us out of joy, out of our center. Every time we go to the grocery store, majority of what sits on the shelves does not resonate in the frequency of joy, of love. But as we breathe and surrender and begin to make choices based in what raises our frequency, is this a high frequency choice, or a medium frequency choice, or a low frequency choice? Understanding that the more we make the choices in this world, right down to what we allow to imprint upon our minds on a daily basis, that we surrender, the more we remember. The more we know who we are, why we came, what we're here to do. So, moment, right here, right now, in the center of your center, the heart of your heart, the presence of your presence, aligned with high frequency love, joy, light. Receiving the healing that is flowing through all encircled here, all who watch and listen here, for the intention is pure, surrender is true. Just take a breath and feel this moment. Feel expansiveness, light, freedom within. Feel yourself as you are, free of the pressures, the confusion, the fear of the unknown. Whatever it is that may be causing you self-judgment or pain in this moment, feel yourself without that. This is the path of enlightenment, to find those moments of truly not only standing in the sun, but being the sun, being the light, knowing the light, knowing the love, being joy, being love. Path of enlightenment is the extended presence in this state. And so, even if we only glimpse it for a second, we know it and can return at any time. And the more often that we return, even and especially in the middle of the day, in the middle of conflict, in the middle of strife, worry, pain, when you choose, and you return here to this center of centers, this heart of hearts, over and over and over, until suddenly you find yourself residing there. And so we begin to awaken. And so, my beautiful friends, welcome to you, to right now, this moment, awake in joy, as love, in perpetuity. Welcome. I can't wait to meet you along the path and have a good laugh. Share some joy, some real joy. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Thank you for tolerating all the bumps and changes along the way, all the different sound setups, all the different light and technology. And thank you, really. Stay the course here, because there's a lot rolling out. There's many changes coming up this year. So exciting. I find myself so grateful to be growing into new arenas of work that are actually very old, original arenas of work that have been residing within me, waiting to manifest in this world. And that's all happening as a result of 2020 and all of the changes that are occurring this year. So remember, be present and be the response